Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome, Suncitylawncare Lawn Care at your service. This is Chris Rod signing on, talking a little bit lawn care today. And one of the topics of today's video, which I hope you stick around for, is going to be grass seed heads. Okay, what are they? Why do they sprout? What's going on with my lawn? Let's check it out. So when we dive in here to our Bermuda grass, and hopefully this shows up on camera because I'm not looking. Tangle, back up. See these little guys? Oop, that's a bad example. Right there. That's a Bermuda grass seed head, okay? That is not a weed, people. I have had calls from clients come in, or potential clients come in, and they ask me, what is this weed growing in my lawn? We get there, and next thing you know, we're identifying grass seed heads. Okay, so why do they happen? Essentially, inside of your lawn, whether it is a Bermuda lawn, a fescue lawn, a Bahia grass lawn, centipede, zoysia, St. Augustine, rye grass, it doesn't matter. If it's got a seed head, something's going on with it. It's a good, or it's not a bad thing at all. Okay, what's happening is the grass is understanding that it's stressed. Maybe not necessarily the grass, but your soil system is telling the grass that it's stressed out. Okay, and right now, this time of the year, usually I see this stuff in the first 2 weeks of June. Back into May, or first 2 weeks of June, all of our clients, not all of them, but the ones that we're maintaining frequently, we'll start to see these grass heads. You see it in my lawn because I haven't cut it since Wednesday. We're now Sunday, so I usually get my third cut in. So where do they come from? It's just stressed turf. It's the grass protecting itself, okay? When we go through a heat stress period, or a drought, or an exuberant amount of rain comes through, and you get this push of growth, okay? And you get increased temperatures, decreased temperatures, it fluctuates, and everybody knows right now in the world, we're going through these crazy weather patterns, okay? Inside of a lawn, though, the grass seed head popping up isn't a bad thing at all, guys. All it is the grass telling you, hey, I'm stressed out, I'm going to protect myself by reproducing. And so it starts to form these grass seed heads. Now, here's the thing. Those seed heads are not, well, they are sterile, okay? You're not gonna be able to grow more grass. The thought process shouldn't be, let me just let it go to seed so it reseeds itself. That ain't the case, okay? Here is the only time a grass seed head will become not sterile, where it'll actually reproduce. And this is how the seed farms, or the farms in general, grow this stuff for reproduction, okay? And so that they harvest it and make it for sale in the big box stores or wherever you get your seed from. This is rye grass right here. This rye grass is some seeds that ended up in my garden bed when I did my overseeding process in the fall time last year. And so some of that seedling got inside of here, and as you can see, I've got a huge garden area here, lots of flowers. I've got some tomatoes, and I keep it multicultural in here, very diverse garden beds, and I allowed this ryegrass to go ahead and grow to create that root system, because we're creating that diversity and that root structure, which is inevitably helping my soil system. So I will also, part two is, I wanted to see if this ryegrass would survive this heat, and it has, and it's interesting to watch it grow, probably because the garden gets a little bit more water than the lawn area at a different rate. But when you let it go this tall, you know, a foot, 2 feet, 2.5 feet, and you let it die back, that is when the farms, that's when they harvest this seed head for production, okay? We're not going to be allowing that inside of the lawn, though. So when we have our Bermuda lawns, or whichever lawns, and you let it go to seed, it's just simply telling you that something's going on with the soil, and that the grass is stressed, and it's trying to protect itself, and so it's starting to reproduce. So that's the reason why it happens. Now, what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing you can do about it, except, which is portion of this video, June lawn care. What should we be doing? Mowing. Mowing. Get out there and mow the lawn, okay? time and time again, I hear, well, my lawn's not growing. I don't think it needs to be cut, therefore I don't mow. If you like seeing the grass seed headlings, the heads everywhere, don't mow, don't worry about it. But if you're like me and it becomes an eyesore and we're in a routine mowing pattern anyways, you need to get out there and mow. Can you leave those in the lawn? Yes, absolutely. But here's what's gonna happen. When you cut the grass and you chop off those seed heads, they're very leggy. Okay, it's not a grass blade, okay, so it's very leggy. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna have these little leggy grass clippings, okay, if you will, laying on the lawn. It's gonna give the lawn a different color. It's gonna look a little bit of white, kind of like a white haze. So what I recommend you do is go ahead and bag that 1 or 2 times, maybe there that 1 or 2 weeks where you have to mow those seed heads off and get that out of the lawn if you're going for aesthetics and appearance, okay? What I'm gonna add to this, because when you start to see these grass seed heads, okay, popping up inside your lawn, and you understand that the lawn is slightly stressed, okay, it's going through something, heat tolerant or excessive heat or drought tolerant. Dang, I can't even talk today. When you've got increased heat or there's a drought, okay, and you're not getting enough water or you're getting too much water and you get this growth, and we know something's going on. When we understand all of that, what your opportunity next is to understand that it's also time to switch up your fertilizer product, okay? So I don't care what you guys are using right now, and it doesn't matter what you're using. You could be using a 1776, you could be using, like I do, a 2100. You can be using PGF Complete out there, which is like a 1648, I think. It doesn't matter. You just be throwing down liquid fertilizers and spoon feeding it something. But now when you start to see these seedlings, these seed head pops up, is your opportunity to understand that it's also time to switch fertilizers. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we know that the lawn is stressed out and we understand that we're going through a drought period, where we're not getting any rain because we're not irrigated, or we've got increased triple-digit heat, 104, 110 degree weather like here in El Paso, switching your fertilizer, you're gonna decrease, because we're getting into summer. We're on our final weeks of springtime. It's late spring, we're getting into the summer. In the summertime, we don't push a lot of growth inside of our Bermuda lawns. So you cannot keep putting down that high nitrogen. Like, for example, I'm using ammonium sulfate at 2100. I need to switch my fertilizer, even though I'm working on my pH adjustments. I need to switch my fertilizer that is something that is high in potassium, which is going to be that third number on the end of the bag, okay? I don't add phosphorus because I'm already high in phosphorus based on my soil test. I'm going to be switching over to a different fertilizer. Now, the one that I recommend is from Yard Mastery. They do carry a product, and I believe it's their Summer Stress Blend. Don't quote me on the NPK rate because I forget. I think I'll look it up, but y'all look it up. Go to yardmastery.com or check out the Lawn Care Nut. He's got a phenomenal product as well you guys can use. If you can get to the big box stores and you're looking at those fertilizer products, you want to focus on your potassium. Getting that potassium down, backing off of the nitrogen, and getting more potassium down during the summer is what you want to do. We're going to be spoon feeding, again, June lawn care. You're going to be mowing. Your fertilizer's got to change. We understand that because the lawn's stressed out based on these seed heads that are popping up. We're going to be mowing frequently. We're going to change our fertilizer application. You're only going to do 1 or 2, maybe June and July, but alternate. Decrease your N rate, your nitrogen rate, but bump up your potassium rate, okay? What that potassium is going to do, it's going to start protecting the grass blades. If you've already got your application down, great, you're going into the heat of the summer. If you haven't, now's your opportunity. This is June lawn care, going into the heat of the summer, okay? That potassium is going to strengthen up those cell walls within the plant, within the grass, and make sure you're disease resistant, pest resistant. It's going to make the plant more durable and strengthen, give it that oomph to survive this heat, okay, if that makes sense. That's what I want to relay to you guys today in regards to the seed heads popping up. You start seeing those, that's your key indicator that something's going on. Now, what I'm gonna relate that to, and it's gonna be the final thing I'm gonna say in regards to this video, inside of gardening, okay, whether you garden or whether you don't garden, when we're growing things like tomatoes and pumpkins and watermelons and jalapenos, our peppers, you know, there's a time period where when you first plant or you transplant and you get the plant in the ground, you're pushing a lot of nitrogen, just like our lawns at the beginning of the season. You're pushing a lot of nitrogen to get a good sized plant, a foot and a half, 2 feet tall plant. And then when it starts to flower, when those flowers start to come along, we change our... All right, guys, sorry about that. I had to, my phone overheated. It's like 9 in the morning and the phone overheated. I had to go put it in the fridge real quick to cool it down. So what I was saying was, in gardening, when we're flowering, when certain plants are going down, there's a point in time when the plant vegetable starts to flower, produce the flowers, so that it produces the actual fruit. That point in time in the season is your key indicator. Seed heads, not seed heads and flower heads, are two different things, but we change the fertilizers. We back off on the nitrogen and we put something that's high in phosphorus. That phosphorus is going to help promote more root growth, but push that flower to produce an actual vegetable, okay? But we back off on the nitrogen is my inevitable point. So when you start to see these little seed heads pop up inside your lawn, that is a key indicator. Now, I have never heard anybody really mention this inside of a video relating lawn care to gardening, and that indication when you start to see those seed heads. It's not a bad thing. It's just your cue. It's summertime. It's time to change up the fertilizers. Get yourself, it's the stress blend, by the way. The stress blend from Yard Mastery. It's a 7020. It's high in that potassium, because we're changing up, we're decreasing the nitrogen and we're increasing our potassium to strengthen up the plant during the summer. Same applies to gardening, same applies to our lawn. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, fertilize that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. 92% of you guys watching my videos aren't subscribers. What the heck? Give your guys some love. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? We've got plenty of videos coming up. I've got some more work I'm going to be doing today inside of the lawn. Y'all stay tuned, and I will see you in the lawn. Have a good one. Bye.